and gentlemen, it's Wednesday night. Kenny Omega, All Elite Wrestling. Jake DeMarco, Joe Cronin on the Joe Cronin Show for Wednesday night. A wild Wednesday night it was. I hope to God that feud is finally over, though, I will say that. But what a nice night. We got Jake DeMarco coming in here. Man, this is it's a very somber Pixies cover, isn't that? You know, can't get something a little more upbeat like Placebo covering it live. Let's get Placebo. Give me the Placebo live cover. Give me the Placebo live cover. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake DeMarco is here. He's live and he's wet and he's very large, and so am I. It's All Elite Wrestling. John Moxley isn't going anywhere. Have a drink of water, baby. I needed some water because I was out. Look at his pee-pee. I hope the chat's lit up tonight. What do you guys think about the show, by the way? I mean, hit me with that out of 10. Hit me with the out of 10 in the chat. I'm looking right now. I want to see what everybody's. I want to get the vibe here. It's a pretty good show tonight. Pretty good show tonight for AEW. Got to give it to them. And tell everybody to refresh if they don't see that we're live, because I didn't get it. Mine didn't go off. It was just stuck. Hope everybody's having a good night. We're getting ready. We're getting wet. Hey, we got Jake here. What's up, Jake? Wave to me. Oh, okay. I can see you. Look at that. All right. Oh my God, I'm fucking thirsty, dude. I fucking was building a shed all day, and I'm like dehydrated, I think. All right. So, let's start the show tonight. Really good start to the show, man. Christian Cage looking solid out there with Frankie Kazarian. What a good beginning to this show.
Great match, great back and forth. Showed what Christian's made of. Some people said that he looked a little winded, but I thought it was really well paced.
Well, I think he always looks like that to me, but he was just a good match.
He looked exactly like he usually used to look, but he looked like he used to look in his 30s, which says a lot. You know, he looks great. He just looks the same. So it was exciting seeing him.
He just looked. The match was good. He doesn't matter how slow. I mean, dude, Hulk Hogan has had matches.
No, but what I'm saying is it was great to see him back after 7 years, but it really, truly felt like he never missed a step. Like we just picked up right where he left off. So that really does say a lot about his work ethic and ability in ring. It really just felt like, because I rewatched some other matches of his, and it looked like he never, missed a day, honestly.
Yeah, it looked...
It was a really good
I don't know about missing
match.
a day, but I guess I don't know if I could notice that, but I just know that
he hit all of his moves that he usually hits, and he has his style, and he looked like Christian. He doesn't look older or impaired, or he didn't have to like change up his style because he's older. He looked like himself. So
yeah, he looked good. Somebody said I didn't get any of the, maybe I missed it, but I didn't notice any of the slowness and stuff like that. I thought he looked pretty
I didn't
decent.
think so. I thought he looked like himself, and he looked fantastic for what he put out here. This was a really good match for both of them. They have history together, obviously, with Impact. And it gave Christian a great win. Kazarian still looks really good here, and they're still undefeated on the tag team side. So there's we saw a little bit of respect after the match as well. Really, really solid opening, though. Great way to kick off the night. Captivate and capture viewers' attention right off the bat with Christian's debut match. So really, really good idea.
Yeah, it was all right. I didn't hate it. It was just a really good opening match. So I was happy with the way it started. So that's good. Good start to the show is a big deal.
Yeah, there definitely is a big difference in how tonight was booked and handled. You could feel it in the past few weeks. And there certainly was more to enjoy than dislike. They still have their problems. They are obsessed with factions. My God, they're just...
Oh, my God. Did you see the Get the Stables tweet? Like, the Mustafa sent out?
That's funny. But
Tony, get the stables. Like, I was like, Jesus
that's great.
Christ,
No, I didn't
bro.
see that yet. That's funny. But, I see that, and they're not wrong. Honestly, as you bring it up, they're not wrong. And holy shit, there's just a lot of them. There really is. They just keep coming and coming and coming, and I don't know if there's any more room. So that's a lot of facials.
The backyard fight between those stables. How about that back room brawl in the locker room?
That back room brawl was probably one of the best ones they've had on AEW yet.
That was like cinematic without
being cinematic.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Absolutely. Because you know that Jericho, they did it in real time, so everybody had to wait till it was their time to go. So they all waited in their spots. So like Jericho was already waiting with MJF, but they were fighting as you got in there. So they knew their timing. Like you could tell they just rehearsed it so well that it looked like it was a real authentic fight.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done. And the beatings that everybody took was stellar. The ice bath, getting blood on the outside, beating up Tully. Sammy Guevara.
That was hilarious.
Killed. I thought he killed Spears.
Well, dude, first of all,
him in the door, so.
Tully Blanchard got fucking waffled. And then, what was it? The guy, I forget the names. Why am I forgetting names? Like, I'm so bad. Santana, I think it was. Might have been Ortiz, actually. Ortiz, like, bludgeoned somebody with, like, the sharp end of something. I forget who it was. He bludgeoned somebody. What's crazy is my kids came in the room during this. And...
I think it was Santana.
Santana.
Had the wooden chair. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like he hit somebody with a wooden chair. I think and maybe Tully, but he took a piece and stabbed someone in the fucking head with it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that looked crazy violent because. So I'm of course Finn's next to me and my daughter and then Gavin, and this whole thing started while they were in the living room because I was in the living room watching because Leah was taking a shower. So I'm like, let's think about her breasts for just a second. But no, I was watching it and I'm babysitting the kids. And, babysitting the kids. We know I'm just keeping an eye out. I'm not in the basement. I'm upstairs. And so I'm watching it. And, Finn yells, he's going to kill him with that wooden thing. And there's blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh, my God, maybe Finn shouldn't be watching this. This is actually getting pretty crazy. And then I'm like, you know what? It's still wrestling. It'll be all right. Then right as I thought that, he goes and stabs the guy in the head. And then Finn goes, he did kill him. It was really funny.
He did kill him.
But then Gavin goes... Like, what is this? Is this the other one? This is the AEW thing? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, this is crazy. Normally Gavin says... It was
really good, though.
But normally Gavin says this, though. Normally Gavin goes, wow, this is weird, or this is terrible. Like, or he'll be like, you still watch wrestling? And I'm like, yeah, he goes, you still
he's just not a fan.
He's like, I just can't. It's so he goes... It's just so weird. It's so goofy. But when I'm watching AEW tonight, he's like, what is going on? He was laughing and engaged in it. And I'm like, normally he rags on it. Now he's laughing and engaged in this because that's how good that whole thing was. And all my kids happened to see it. It was crazy.
The way they executed that entire thing, I didn't actually see the Inner Circle being there. And then once they actually had him go to the bathroom, start opening the door, I'm like, gotcha. And it was great. Love the reveal. MJF acting like a total coward. We need to go. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, we got to go now.
I got to get out of here. And this came right after the Taz group was already kind of like breaking up. So I didn't think they'd make two heel groups look bad in one night. I was wrong because they've got enough stables and groups and whatnot to, enough factions. They have more left over.
When's Blood and Guts again? Do you know the date? Off the top of your head, I don't remember.
I will find out.
I'm only saying that because...
It's not Blood and Guts. It's double or nothing. It's in May.
Oh man,
I thought 20s of May.
I thought they were going to announce Blood and Guts because
I think they're going to do a Blood and Guts match there. That was the rumor that they were having, but we'll see.
I mean, Jesus, with all these factions, if this doesn't
that was the purpose of it because they wanted to do the faction warfare previously with the Elite and then the Inner Circle, but then we got the Stadium Stampede because of COVID. So this year they're trying to go ahead and do the dual cage match.
Right.
So that's their goal. They just call it, Blood blood and guts. instead of
Blood and
Warzone.
guts.
Duncachino?
Oh, shit.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh yeah.
What's my name?
Duncachino.
It's a whole new game.
Duncachino.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to
my chocolate blend.
Red Velvet challenges La Rosa Negra for the Mission Pro Wrestling Championship at Empty Promises live on the Title Match Network May 1st.
Oh, that's going to be great, guys. I'm telling you, sign up on Title Match Network. Forget Fight. Forget WWE Network for sure. Title Match Network, guys. That's going to be a big fight. Trust me, Ryan Romano knows. It's all there. And, guys, you get 3 months now. You're going to get 3 friggin' months for 50% off. That's $9.99, but 50% off 3 months when you use my code Cronin on Title Match Network.
They made Red Velvet look good tonight. I mean, there's a lot to cover, but
There's a lot.
I
We should
thought
just start at the beginning.
They made her look pretty damn stellar. I thought that segment worked quite well.
The QT
And
segment, the whole QT thing, is that what you're talking about?
yeah, I'm not happy that there's another stable or faction. I mean, but I get the idea of it, with him training these guys, and so it makes sense in the story. I can't argue with it making logical sense. QT for a while now has been building up his faction himself. He's got his wrestlers that he's been working close with. When he had this rivalry with Fuego del Sol, that whole thing came up. He started to really be the bad guy and embrace it. So he's basically all but turned heel everywhere else but on Dynamite. So it just had to finish on TV at this point. And I thought him attacking Arn was delivered pretty well. You could see him he felt bad, but he was so frustrated in Cody's one-upsmanship of the match that he just snapped. So it was believable. Again, not crazy that there's another faction here in regards to we just have more and more of the same, but I get what they were doing with the story. And Red Velvet looks good that she came out and saved Cody, and she went ahead and I thought, was one of the better looking ones here because she was the only one that could save Cody. So everybody else kind of took off. QT leaves, and I know they had Jade attack Red Velvet afterwards, but I wish they did it right then and there because if they're gonna have a faction, it would have made sense to have her with QT just because of their agreed hatred for Cody.
I think the only reason why they didn't, and I like that they didn't in a way, but in a way I wonder if they, like you just said, but they want to. I think they just want her to
more question
be
than
this,
it is a critique.
Well, I feel the same way too. Like that, I think a lot of people were saying too that Red Velvet could have turned heel. Even that would have been crazy, but that's you can't.
I'm glad she didn't.
Yeah.
That was good to keep her face right now. They're building her.
They
up
need her there because
somebody. They need a few people to build
and
up.
There's
and
no
I think
Brandy.
They can work with her. Exactly.
There's no Brandy, so it's. But I think they want Jade to sort of stand on her own, so that's why I think that they're not doing it, so that's fine. But yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad idea to have her come out there and just fucking pile drive Red Velvet. Or maybe she's not even in QT's faction at all. She was just coming out to attack Red Velvet anyway. But I think that's where they wanted the segment to end. They didn't want to go too crazy, I guess, so okay. But she got her later, so, but why not come out then and do it then instead of, and they would have saved time too. You maybe could have had a little bit more of a fight during the arcade thing.
Yeah, exactly. It could have, but hey, it wasn't bad. Like I said, not crazy that we have another faction, but it's okay. Hey, it works, and at least it makes sense because these are the people working under QT, being trained by him. Yeah, it's not like he's being the pinnacle there, putting a group together. These are people that have allegiance to their trainer. It's like a karate dojo that he was kind of running, that kind of idea. And if they do it in that sense of him being like the evil, master of this, I could see it working. I could see him having that kind of Bond villain-esque heel run. And I think it could work. I think it could be interesting.
Chat, out of 10, what do you give tonight? Let's see it. A lot of people saying 7s earlier tonight.
I saw a lot of 7s and 8s, so...
Yeah, but a good show. It was a good show today.
This was good.
Better than last week. Thank God it was better.
Cody, like we said, and QT, they didn't really get to do too much because obviously it just went to tell the story of the attack.
Solid thumbs up.
I will say that pile driver that QT gave Dustin scared the hell out of me on the steps.
Oh my God, dude. I missed it.
Ever since Austin broke his neck, anytime I see a pile driver, it makes me uncomfortable. I wish they would just ban that damn move entirely.
Wait, the front-faced one or...
When you go ahead and you pull someone to a seated pile driver, I've it's like,
I don't mind a
I
pile
know
driver.
Owens is more of like a leaping with that, but no matter what, they all make me uncomfortable.
I don't mind a regular pile driver. Nobody should ever get hurt really on a pile driver, but
you shouldn't. I mean,
but
obviously the placement was bad. And
what Owen Hart did was not a normal pile driver. He did a sit down.
No, he did like a leaping.
Well, he did a sit down tombstone pile driver, and that's just a retarded move. Like, it's really dumb.
And it was because Austin's head was sitting between his thighs, so he didn't have him up high enough because of the height difference.
And I see that move once in a while still to this day, but it's actually in a more dangerous way. Instead of turning someone and flipping them and then doing it, I see it a lot of times like where someone like does it off the top rope or out of nowhere, like on a flip. It's not really, you don't even realize you saw it, and so there's no point in doing it. It's just a very crazy, dumb move, and whatever Owen Hart and Austin were doing there, I just can never believe how badly executed that was. Like,
that was awful.
It's the worst one.
That, like I said, that jumping, leaping, but ever since then, I see like the
regular pile
sit down pile drivers are okay, but it's still like any type of ones that have a good oomph to them just always make me nervous. But he executed it well, and it looked devastating. And of course, I think all you have to do is sneeze on Dustin Rhodes at this point, and he will bleed, just like Ric Flair. He will be opened up.
He's in full Ric Flair mode. Yeah, it's hilarious.
He is scarred up beyond belief. So he is just leaking like no tomorrow. And of course, you get that great color. I wish that his face wasn't painted on that side, and it was the other side, because the way he was bleeding, it would have looked even better if there was no face paint.
You can never tell he's bleeding because his face paint's red. Like, make the face paint white, Dustin.
Even with the blue, it just blended with the blood and made it dark black.
It almost makes you wonder if it's accidental every time, because why would you do it?
It seems that way. Sometimes it does feel that way, and believe it or not, I think people would have thought that I would have hated, the idea of the ending. No, I like the arcade setup. It was pretty ingenuitive. I mean,
I should go ahead and finish, and I'll say.
Well, no, it's just a fun take on a hardcore match. They didn't do anything. If they started having a DDR battle in the middle of this fight, then I'd be flipping my lid. Or if they actually had like people using remote controls to control them as fighters, or any of that stupid nonsense,
oh my God,
I would have lost my mind. Well, that's what some people thought, because you never know with Orange Cassidy and what we've seen with video games. They said arcade. What
the hell? Who the fuck thought that was going to happen?
Oh, you'd be surprised with fantasy book matches and AEW.
What the hell? Like, I mean, dude,
I heard a lot of crazy outcomes, but still, funny part is they just had a hardcore match, and I like the ticket wall. That was a funny like little joke, haha, with it. Go and pick out your prizes. The bear being full of Legos instead of thumbtacks, and how deadly Legos are. It was amusing. It wasn't anything great. It was pretty,
wow.
Okay. The only thing is that I find really bizarre is yet again they have to have their face group cheat to win. So we've got to see Best Friends have Trent come in via Sue, which is a great return. I'm glad he's there. And they have to have Chris Statlander. So Statlander evens up the odds, right? That's good. Female takes on Allie. Glad she's back. I'm growing as a fan of hers. The more I see of her work, she's been, pretty impressive. So let's see what they do with her. I'm not always on board with the alien gimmick, but some of the stuff works. They have her and Orange Cassidy in a love relationship at this point, so that's why they're working together.
It was definitely goofy, but I went in rolling my eyes, but I came out kind of like, oh, it's kind of fun. Like, I still think the backstage fight was better. I know you agree, but
yeah. Oh, the backstage fight was my favorite thing of the night, even match wise. Like, that was excellent. That was so well done. This wasn't bad, but it wasn't insulting either. Like, there was nothing here that I think anyone could really be like, well, what the hell? Why was to me, I take bigger issue, honestly, with the 6-man tag match when it starts off right away, and before the bell even rings, you get the Laredo Kid goes ahead and jumps up and splashes on everybody. So they all have to stand there and wait and look. And then they all have to get up, and then they have to hold Phoenix's arm because he has to run along the ropes and balance himself. So not only are they helping him achieve this swan dive that's going to take you down, but they have to stand there and wait for it. So everybody's watching him, waiting,
yeah, it was
like
weird.
Santa's coming down the chimney. I just hate those trained gymnastic spots. When it looks, the Undertaker walking the rope made sense with psychology because he was raking it in on your arm and twisting. So he had control of your body, and with the arm control that he had, he was using you as balance and leverage to put on more torque while walking the ropes. And then he came down with a higher chop on your arm that was already twisted. That was the point of walking the ropes. You holding somebody's arm here is just to hold your balance. Looks ridiculous because you're just trying to show that you can do a flip. Go to the circus if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, it was, even I liked that match a little, pretty much. It was like intense. But again, it was your typical sort of trapeze act or whatever you want to call it. So that's the only thing that kind of stunk again. And, it was still
Laredo
good.
Kid is impressive as well, and Penta and Phoenix. But I'm confused why Penta and Phoenix are together, because I thought Penta was doing things on his own because he was going after Cody, and Phoenix was working as a tag team trying to go for the titles with Pac.
Feels like they bailed on it. Feels like they randomly just without
and they just
word.
like switched on that really quick.
Yep.
And then again, like I said, with the ending, they had to have Trent come in and win, to help them win.
Hacksaw,
to
thanks
have
for
the
being a
numbers
member.
advantage, so.
Just want to say thanks to Hacksaw who became a member. Thank you, Hacksaw. Ho! Oh, and William Craven, he became a subscriber. Thank you, William, for subscribing. I got to fix that. We don't need a whole song for a subscriber. But William, thank you. I want to say thank you. William Craven subscribed to the channel. And Windmill and Spectral Citizen became a member the other day. Why didn't I see that? It's still going off for him. Neo Wicked subscribed to the channel. Behind the Script subscribed to the show. And Spectral, thank you. I just want to get those out of the way. I almost forgot about them. My bad.
Yeah, don't want to forget anybody. My Orton showing just a little bit. They want Logan Paul over there, but they don't want leg slaps. Even still. But there was
Pac is injured, really?
Is he at this point? That's what I thought, but I wasn't
injured.
sure and didn't hear anything definite, so that's on me. But
He's injured.
I know they didn't cheat. It just show. I get it's a no DQ match as well for the main event. It's just the fact that
They had help.
They had the faces, had to get help yet again to win.
But honestly, dude, that match, arcade, whatever. I mean, who cares, right? It's just a
you
big
shouldn't care.
joke.
But it's just yet again, it's so confusing with their
Buenos noches.
heel face dynamic. It really is.
Yeah, I normally I would be. I mean, I was kind of like, well, this is getting weird, and it just was. The whole thing was to be weird and goofy. Stratlander coming back. Excalibur yells like she's back from the mothership or something. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
it's kinda,
they could deal without the UFO stuff, but I like her.
I don't know. It was kind of funny
so.
tonight. I actually liked it tonight. I normally, I was like, what the fuck's she doing? But it's kind
I
of
liked
funny.
her appearing in the prize, the claw machine. That was great because, the claw, the alien.
No,
like,
she
it
should have
fits
came
with the
down from
gimmick.
the ceiling on in a spacecraft. That's what I would have done.
But that's what they were trying to say is she got beamed into the claw machine.
No, but can you imagine if she came down in a goddamn UFO thing and then and the shuttle thing opened and she came out of it? I know that'd be ridiculous.
WrestleMania,
but
Vince would do something like. Actually, no, what Vince wouldn't because Mick
No.
Foley always said he wanted to come down like Santa Claus
Yes.
at WrestleMania, and Vince wouldn't let him do it. So.
well, that's stupid, and Mick Foley's a fucking idiot. But I mean, that's But Statlander and an alien thing. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Mick
Tony
Foley.
Khan's got the
Love you,
money.
Foley.
He'll make it work.
Road Dogg's gonna be okay. It looks like too. By the way, everybody. So thank you,
Yeah,
God.
thankfully.
Love you, Road Dogg. Someone tell him. Let me go to the donos real quick, see what's going on, and see what you guys are saying about AEW tonight.
Shit bomb!
Ooh, Soundwave with $20.
You become a shit bomb.
Thank you, Soundwave.
Main event was the dumbest crap I have ever seen, but I was
I don't know
laughing
about
my
that.
balls off. Just turned my brain off and I enjoyed it a lot more. Loved the Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle backstage fight and Christian's opening debut 8/10.
That was like a goddamn crazy 80s movie is what that fight was like. But the end of the show tonight fight was like when WWE does like the pumpkin match or something, except AEW does it a little bit better, right? So it's kind of like, it really is like when WWE does those goofy gimmick fights, but the difference is with AEW, it's just more exciting because they actually do more things and it's more violent.
Yeah,
So-
it definitely is more violent with AEW, obviously.
Yeah, so it's
Although
like,
NXT tends to go
yeah, NXT does pretty good.
a
'cause
little bit further
what
than
was
the main roster. But
Halloween Havoc, the Johnny Gargano match with, what's his face, is on the main roster now. That was good.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest, yeah, they went off the top of the thing and they did some stuff. That was pretty good. I liked that match. I remember thinking, although that wasn't such a gimmick match really, but still.
Yeah, but still in that sense, and they've done it before though, where it's it certainly failed on the main roster. The eye for an eye stands out, in pretty much anything they've done over the pandemic. But
the new Ryback Dono is $32. By the way, people have been asking me about it. We had it played the other day, but it's now $32. The $40 one will be back at some point. I will get it back, but there is a brand new $32. A brand new
people were asking about
32.
that in the chat.
Link down
Next
below.
week sounds great as well for Dynamite. You got Darby Allin taking on JD Drake, defending his title. Then John Moxley and the Young Bucks, which we'll talk about in a minute, are taking on Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, 6-man tag. The Bunny is taking on Tay Conti, which we'll bring up again later on as well. Inner Circle will go ahead and make their return, and then Jurassic Express is taking on Bear Country. So that'll be pretty much a hoss battle and should be pretty fun, I think.
Yeah, that'll be all right. I mean,
sounds like a pretty good night though.
It's weird because I thought tonight was going to be like kind of not a good show because last week wasn't so good. And then tonight ended up being pretty solid, so I don't know. But how about Darby Allin's...
really quick, Double or Nothing, you asked? It's Saturday, May 29th at Daly's Place, obviously. But it was supposed to be May 30th in Jacksonville, Florida, but now it's Saturday, May 29th, I guess it says here. So that's on the Wikipedia.
Okay. That's...
Originally, it was Sunday, May 30th, and then it says Saturday, May 29th. So it's either the 29th or the 30th, but it's one of those 2 days.
Well, whatever. It's coming.
It's coming.
So they're going to do a Blood and Guts match at Double or Nothing, but they have all these stables. They could do a whole pay-per-view, I feel like, with this.
I feel like they really could do a whole Warzone match night, theme night, but I feel like this works.
Maybe they'll
have the one match and make a really big deal out of it.
Maybe they'll do it on Dynamite or something because they've got too many factions going on here. I don't get, or it's just going to be MJF and Y2J.
It seems like it's just going to be Inner Circle and Pinnacle after everything they did tonight and how they sold it. MJF, if we're we'll talk about the whole segment. They really did a good job with it. He's bringing everybody into the Inner Circle's dressing room. They weren't there last week, so they took it over, and from there they go ahead and just MJF goes on and on, inflating everyone's egos. They're the best ever. And, the Inner Circle is a bunch of nothings. This is our dressing room. And they make plans of how they're going to go ahead and improve the dressing room. He said, I got a personal stylist, interior decorator. We're going to renovate everything. And then he opens the bathroom and Jericho, you see, and Santana, Ortiz, oh no, and then and then he goes to leave the other door. He's like, I gotta get out of here, and there's Hager blocking the way, and a giant fight happens, and it's a hell of a brawl, and Sammy Guevara starts just immediately attacking Shawn Spears. Hager and Wardlow send each other into almost like the trainer's area way in the back, and then you see Wardlow just get put through this huge table. Shawn Spears then gets taken out entirely by Sammy, and then his head gets slammed and closed in a door. I mean, he was done for. Like you said, Jericho put MJF face first into the toilet, gave him a swirly, beat the hell out of him, calling him a piece of crap, and then said, the worst is yet to come. Little throwback to the HBK feud. Throws him through the Pepsi fridge instead of the Geratron 5000, so that was a good callback. I like that. That wasn't a dig at WWE. That's just a callback to his history. And then he has the champagne to top it all off, a little of the bubbly. And then, that ends it. They drag MJF out of there and they put their sign back up. Inner Circle back in business. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome. So well shot. Really, the action in it was believable. Everything made sense. The roles that everybody had, the way they acted, everything that happened with Tully outside, with him getting just absolutely beat to hell. I know we mentioned that earlier, so I'm trying to cover the things that we didn't mention, but God. That was probably more the highlight than anything. So Ortiz comes and just sends Cash Wheeler diving into the big ice bathtub, and then Santana just takes out Dash Hardwood with a chair, beats him, near
stabs
to a bloody
him in the
pulp.
head with it,
and then at the end comes in and stabs him with the piece of the chair in the head, so he's bleeding even more.
Oh my God!
The whole thing was insane. And
I like how we cut
exciting.
to them, and they were already had. I don't remember if we saw this, but I like how when they cut to them, they were already engaged in the fight, like we had missed something, so they had blood on them already and stuff, but we didn't know what was going on. That makes sense. You wouldn't see everything, and they could do. It was just nice.
Exactly. That's what they said. Our cameras are trying to catch up to the action. Our cameras can't see everything that's going on. They're already bleeding. Oh, well, how did he already get opened up? JR was really good in this entire exchange. He really helped elevate this segment.
This is all he gets excited for is the street fights now. He's like, let's have some damn carnage.
You know, and he got into it, and it worked. And he seems believable, which makes the segment more believable. When he has a good heel team to root against or a real like face to get behind,
or exciting
that's
things.
that's when JR is at his best. So he likes Jericho. He's got a good rapport with him, and Jericho's now in the face role, so he's really getting behind Jericho and really pushing him up, and it worked tonight.
Yeah,
and you have those. He does it for Moxley well too.
There was a couple other times tonight where they were trying to get JR's attention or trying to see what he would do next, and you know, like JR
he's just not there.
Nope,
he doesn't
care,
or not so much care, but he just doesn't know the younger talent or the newer talent. It seems that's like when he kind of drifts off. But when we have the big stars like Moxley, Cody, or Jericho, that's when you get the life and energy out of JR. So maybe it's just like what he knows. He's known these people for a very long time, so it's just, I don't want to say like repetition, but muscle memory. In a way,
just have Arcade.
I will give you.
Can I just say it?
I will give you muscle memory. Let me tell you that.
And
ooh, don't tease me.
What's up, everybody? It's Alex Abrahanson.
Oh, shut up, Alex, you idiot. Buenos noches. Buenos noches to Alex.
I'm looking through all my tabs, like what's playing.
I'm looking. Yeah, it was mine because I was like wondering what the post show was. Okay, so
we John Moxley came out and made a hell of a. Actually, before that, he's backstage, made a hell of a promo. I really liked everything that Moxley had to say, and he's always exciting when he speaks. I mean, that's pretty much a fact. The sky is blue, the sun will shine tomorrow, and John Moxley kicks ass on the mic. It's just, you know, and you'll die eventually. That's all there is to it. So John Moxley cuts off a hell of a promo saying that, you know, he really likes this Cesar Bonani guy, but you know, he's talented and all that, but what are they going to do with him if he kills him tonight? So stupid move to put him against him. Funny promo, but believable because he's pissed off and he's still agitated about the sound of Eddie's ankle getting broken. He can't get it out of his head. You know, that was just a really good promo. So, and he's like, I don't know if the Young Bucks are in a fight or not, but I got burns and wounds from barbed wire and I'm just pissed off. Okay, let's do this. So I'm pumped up. And the match was good. They had a good match. I liked Dolph Ziggler 2.0 getting involved, trying to, you know, have a little moment of a distraction. And then he ate are they calling it the Paradigm Shift or Death Rider? Each week they say something different. I don't know what the hell they want to call it, but he hit him with the double underhook DDT. That is his finisher. And I thought the Paradigm Shift looked really good on Namath, and he choked out Cesar for a hell of a victory. Not a very long match, but good here, just enough time. Any longer, it would have overstayed its welcome. What did you think?
Yeah, it was just good enough. I thought Moxley had a lot of energy tonight and everything he did. Like he was a little goofy-ish like he is sometimes. But yeah,
he has that weird canter in his walk that he does at times.
He just gets weird. He's almost like
Kenny
Omega.
He does.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, you know, like Cornette gets on Kenny Omega for his theatrics. But, like, it's weird. Like, what does that mean exactly when you think about it? Because, you know, John Moxley has it where he kind of does this, like, he does it all the time. He did it tonight again when they were on the outside of the ring with the Young Bucks. He made that sort of gyration of, like, oh, we're going to just go away now. Oh, no, wait, we're going to jump in the ring and come get you. Like, he does that all the time, the never mind, oh, now let's go in the ring.
The stall fake out.
It's
he
the
used to
same
do it in
as
the ropes, the second rope all the time where he'd go through and then come back.
Well, not that. But what I mean is,
but I'm saying, do you remember that? That used to drive us nuts as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I like that, but they just did it too much. Yeah, he
overkilled it. He did it, like, sometimes multiple times a night.
But what I'm saying is that, like, the theatrics of an animation of a character... But it's like, okay, well, but Stone Cold did some head shaking things. Stone Cold had a way he walked. Vince had a way he walked. You know, everybody who's got memory.
Yeah, it's good to have that swagger, that canter, that stride.
Well, but
it's just his looks a little goofy at times. But
I know, I think Moxley's goofy sometimes, and so is Omega. But at the same time, it does give, like, it does make somebody memorable a bit by their charisma or whatever they do. Like like The Rock. The Rock used to do a triple pump before he kicked somebody, and like those little nuances or whatever makes it's like, so if you see somebody go to stomp a guy while he's on the ground, The Rock would take his leg, throw it behind him, and he'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he like kick 4 times like a stutter kick, and then kick a guy. Nobody else did that. Like The Rock had like a 2 or 3 stutter before he would kick a guy as he went to kick someone. And
it was like a flutter.
Yeah, and the point I'm getting at here is, if you erased people's faces and their looks and what they look like, and you just had like a dummy do that, you'd be like, oh, that's The Rock. Or and if you had someone walking down the ring, you'd be like, oh, that's Jon Moxley. Or that's Kenny Omega. Or that's Hulk Hogan for sure. Or that's this guy, that guy, and the other guy. But when it's really bad is when you don't know who it is. If you go, I don't know who that is, actually. So
that's worse, no doubt.
I
think the stuff that really drives, like especially Cornette, but me as well, nuts with the Kenny Omega is the overemphasis on the finger pointing, and like when he has to start galloping, like when he does his little knee up gallop and he has to run from spot to spot to come back to do the knee.
Yeah.
Like when he goes for the V trigger and he has to run to one corner just to turn around and do it. Yeah, all that stuff. That's what kills Cornette especially, but me as well. So those are the things that it just takes me out of it. But there are other things that I do absolutely like about Omega. He is a good wrestler, no doubt. It's just there are things of his that certainly take me out of it. But
well, now they're going to take now they took the Godfather out of WrestleMania 20 or 16 actually.
They just keep taking.
Not to
like I said, everything's going to be gone. They just took out when X-Pac dressed up like Mark Henry. It's blackface. I get it. But still, the segment is classic. They're dressing up DX. Like the Nation is hilarious. It's gone now.
Unbelievably terrible.
Episode of Raw will not be available on Peacock. So I don't know if they're just going to edit out that entire segment and then put it back up, or if that episode of Raw, July 6th, 98. When I checked earlier today, it was not back up. Could be by now, but and like you said before, Peacock is a nightmare to navigate. So,
I don't even. I want to talk a lot about this. Probably tomorrow night on Out of Nowhere. We're going to talk a lot about the network.
I've got a few things about Peacock.
Tomorrow night's theme is going to be fuck Peacock. Okay, so tomorrow night on Out of Nowhere, it's going to be fuck Peacock and fuck people. Like other wrestling shows and commentators who were like, if you don't like it, then don't get, you can get a VPN. I heard that from a couple of fucking stupid dick fuckers last couple days. And it's like, you know what, dude? Now they're taking more. You said the 2 things, and now they're taking fucking million things. So now what is it? You fucking cock-sucking, ball-sack, dick-licking ball gobblers? I mean, what the fuck, bro? Why this is fucking ridiculous. Like, it's fine, the Roddy Piper thing, maybe 1 or 2 other little things that would have been like, all right, let's get over it. You can still get it. But, like, dude, fucking, there's like 50 things already that are gone, plus blurring out middle fingers. Like, I mean, what the fuck is this world right now? I mean, dude, Alex Winter fucking just blocked me on Twitter because I said yikes because he was wearing an Antifa sweatshirt. And I was like,
I saw that. He had that sweatshirt on, and I was like, that's not a good look.
And then everyone attacked me. All these fucking idiots started attacking me, these fucking Antifa fucks. And they were like, oh, you're not anti-fascist? I'm like, yeah, I'm anti-fascist, but I'm not an Antifa member. Why? Oh, because you burn shit and you bash people in the head with baseball bats and stuff. I can't get behind that. And they're like, yeah, that's a right-wing conspiracy, and you're a fucking psycho, and then you're a right-wing psycho.
You could prove anything. You're like, you could watch the videos and watch proof. They're like, you could prove the Earth is flat on YouTube.
Yeah, the guy goes, oh, I can look up the Earth is flat on YouTube. Yeah, okay, what the fuck, dude? Dude, our country is full of psychopaths, okay? What the fuck is wrong with these people? And, dude, Alex Winter, I'm never watching Bill and Ted again, you fucking curly head cunt. What the fuck?
Well, I don't care what anybody says.
All I said was
that
yikes.
Movie sucked hard.
I just said yikes. That's all I said was what the fuck, yikes. Like,
that's too much for that snowflake. But that movie sucked hard. It did. That was such a disappointment.
Well, I didn't think I thought it was like, actually, to be honest, because of the pandemic and everything, I watched it and felt it was nice. I was like, that was nice to see that. You know, I'll be honest. I'm not gonna say the movie sucked now because it was such a disappointment to me. But no, fuck Alex Winter and his mongoloid looking face.
Just like Jay and Silent Bob, their reboot was terrible.
I didn't see that because I knew
Don't
it.
watch it.
Like,
you still need to watch Justice League. God damn it!
I know.
So good.
This country's fucked, bro. The people on Twitter, like, oh my god.
I was supposed to talk about it with Awandi, but I haven't heard from him. So,
if your argument is going to be that, oh, you can just look up UFOs are real on YouTube and okay, so that's my argument for anything you say ever. Then, so
exactly.
Everything you say, if I say, oh, I love the right wing, and then you tell me why that they're bad, I'm going to say, well, you can look up UFOs and find out the Earth is flat too if you want. Okay, so we can never have a conversation now. Okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. You're a psychopath. Like, okay. Like, what the fuck, bro? And then it's like, but they're just nuts. They'll never understand. I could tell them. I could be like, listen, I voted for Obama twice and never voted for Trump. So what you're saying isn't real. Like, you're just saying stuff because you're a psycho. But these fucking Antifa people are psychos. And I'm like, okay. But anyway, I don't remember why I got into this, but it was because Alex. The fact of the matter is, Twitter is full of fucking psychos.
Well, we started with Peacock censoring things.
Yeah, and then people on the Twitter started getting on me for the Peacock shit. They're like, well, if you don't like it, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't like it, and most people aren't going to like it, and the WWE Network was dead anyway. So now you're going to be talking about 400 to 300,000 WWE fans watching Peacock. How's everybody going to watch all the other stuff? You know, you're just dwindling down the audience even more. You're cutting it with a knife even more. Every second, another cut, another cut, another cut, another cut.
They're just limiting it. Oh, I'm baffled by all these decisions.
What if I did this, Jake? What's a comparison? What's a good comparison? Like, let's say this. Let's say Fight TV offers me a contract. Now, they've put on other fucking bumbleheaded fuckheads who have 80 subscribers. There's people with 80 subscribers that have shows on Fight, all right? And they don't get paid anything. But let's pretend that Fight offered Joe Cronin a contract. They said, listen, leave your YouTube channel, come to Fight only on Fight, and put all of your old shows on Fight too, and get rid of them from YouTube, and bring them all to Fight, and then you go live from Fight and all these other things. But
now they get rid of immediately. The first thing is we just got to get rid of every. We
just got to get rid of 60 episodes of your old
ones. Just 60 and monetize this because everyone that's got a sex call or anything that's a little too risque or there's some bad words, so we'll take those out. So,
but not only that, they would if I went to Fight and they paid me, say they were like, we'll give you $100,000 or $150,000, do your show from Fight and just whatever, and I did it. But how many people would come over? So it would be good for me lucratively. Like money-wise, I would make money, so cool. But how many of these listeners right now would be coming over there? I mean, the audiences are already dying anyway. But 419 watching right now, which is not too bad for an AEW review. Probably, how many of you guys would come over there for $9 a month? Probably 20 to 60. 20 to 60 maybe. Like if we're lucky.
The thing.
So...
So the crossover appeal.
So they'd get all this content, which is because then you'd say, well, but that's not worth it. The Joe, you only have 20 to 40 people. That doesn't make back the money they pay you, but it does because they don't see it that way. They don't see it as I brought those listeners. They see it as they need more content to offer. So, but in the end, I'm dwindling down my audience. So even though right now it's good, in 3 years my audience will be minuscule, and that's what's happening to WWE. And we should get back to AEW.
Well, no, it makes perfect sense. It's all encompassing because what you're saying is right, and it goes back to that's why I feel like AEW does. Honestly, I can say not all the time, but most times, I feel like they listen to their audience, or at least takes what their audience wants into consideration. They might not always deliver on it, but they do have their ear to the ground, it certainly feels. They're always listening for suggestions on talent to bring in or to feature. It seems like they listen to feud ideas and match types and scenarios and booking ideas quite often. You've seen fans suggest things, and we've seen it happen not long after. So as we're WWE today, Stephanie's patting herself on the back for listening to fans, and it was the biggest joke I've heard in ages. So No doubt about it. Their transfer to Peacock is them, just benefiting on their own. That's not doing anything for the fans or the audience. As where WWE saw a rise in their demographic for younger fans because of the inclusion of Logan Paul's name on SmackDown, and then the fact that he'll be here this week. So they'll see a jump in that demographic because he'll bring in fans, but they're not going to stay. WWE has failed to realize this, as where AEW seems to be focusing on bringing in things that the wrestling fan would like for the most part. It seems like they have those intentions of making their audience happy. And I mean, they obviously want good ratings. They want success. We heard Tony Khan and obviously the women involved in that, unsanctioned lights out match. Their main goal was to get a score from Meltzer, but that says enough of its own rights.
Oh my God.
But still, the point is, at least they are seemingly listening to their fans.
Yeah, they listen in a good way. I think Tony Khan and them, they really do kind of listen in a nice way. They listen. They try sometimes to finish what they wanted to do, but they seem to know when they can turn stuff or not. And it's usually within about 1 to 3 weeks with AEW. With WWE now, sometimes it can be 4 months before they go, okay, the people thought this, well, let's now do that. 4 months later. I mean, like, that's classic with WWE. I mean, they're a mess. Here we go with the donation. Let me actually, you know what? Let me see if I can fix it because I got to. Where is it? This is gonna freak. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. Hang on with me, everybody. It's coming. 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 Okay, it's not coming. Let me play. I'm gonna play a different one.
Oh, here we go.
Shell.
Speaking of theatrics, here's the donation.
Eight-tenths a much better show than last week. That last match was so fucked up over the top, but I loved it. Sometimes you just need a good laugh.
That's kind of what I felt, Shell. I thought the match was going to be a 4 out of 10. Instead, they gave me about a 6.5 or a 7, which I thought was nice. So I actually did agree that I liked it. And then the stuff, and you know what else made it better, Shell? And thank you, Shell. I'm glad you're okay. The other thing that made it better, Shell, is that the stuff earlier in the night was pretty good, and especially the Jericho and that stuff. Like, I felt I'd already gotten something out of the show tonight. So when it came to the arcade fight or whatever, Arcade Anarchy in the arcade or whatever the fuck they called it, I felt already kind of happy about everything. So that made it better. It made it like
I wasn't thrilled with the 6-man tag, but I liked the first 3 matches. Those were really good. And then the women's match afterwards didn't really do much for me. I'm not a fan of Nyla Rose or Sheeta really at this point. I'm tired of Sheeta being the champion. Really wish they'd move on. Seems like they're trying to build Tay Conti. I like the ending of the match, though. She, Conti gets the TKO, on Allie, and then Nyla breaks up the pin, and Sheeta takes her out to the floor, and they're beating the crap out of each other on the outside, and that's when Allie cheats, and it was almost badly delivered here, but thankfully Vicky Guerrero got the distraction in just in time because the referee was just about to see the weapon, the kendo stick, but Allie hits the kendo shot on Tay Conti, gets the win. That's it. So now next week they've got a singles match against each other. That I'm more looking forward to. So women's match was okay, but it was so hectic. I hate that they have to overbook these things.
That was the worst thing of the night. The women's match was the worst thing of the night.
And that's a consistent, regular occurrence for AEW.
Like you said, right after last week's, after 2 weeks ago's Thunder Rosa stuff, it's like, that sucks that now
they didn't follow up on it at all. Twice now. Oh, they have Britt talk for a few seconds. If she's not injured, then why is she not wrestling? It's crazy stuff, really, when it comes down to it. And sadly, I don't know why. They have good talent. They do. Tay Conti, Sheeta, Allie's. I'm not a big fan of Nyla Rose, obviously, but she's better than Nia Jax. I'll say that much.
That's true, yeah. I mean, she is better than Nia Jax. I think I'm going to get that donation to play now. Here it comes, everybody.
Here we go.
Maybe. Here we go. Let's see. Is it going to play? Maybe not.
Shit
Oh, there
bomb.
it is. There it is.
M. Gates alleged criminal tipped $3. Hey Joe, have you seen the news story about Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz being investigated for sex trafficking? Apparently he paid a 17-year-old girl to fly to him and have sex. Guess QAnon got it mixed up and it is actually Republicans who may be pedos.
I think you're a retard for continuously donating political stuff during the wrestling shows. Why don't you donate this during monetize this? Like, I mean,
But it is
what?
an interesting fact.
It is, but it's like,
I was
what
not
does he
aware,
do?
but
He
that's
does this
crazy.
every show, though. He brings up politics every show. Here's the facts. I'll make it real simple for your pea-brain fucking heads out there. The Republicans and the Democrats are involved in sex trafficking. Celebrities that you like and know are involved in sex trafficking. Companies that you know and love helped the Nazis back in the day, and now you just love them, and you don't even care. Here's another thing that I'll tell you. QAnon is a fucking government psyop, so that every time something is really going on and you say something about it going on, they go, what are you, a QAnon? It's a psyop. They're retarded. QAnon is nothing but like tards. It's all bullshit. So there you go. You just
South Park
you
had it
spent
right.
$3 telling me something about a congressman that's not even that. Bill Cosby raped like 17 people. Like, I mean, this guy calling a 17-year-old up, yeah, he's a sicko. So are a bunch of politicians. I know this. We know this. What are you saying? Like, what is with this gotcha thing? First of all, I'm not a Republican, so I don't give a fuck. Second of all, I know that they're all scumbags. Do you know that they're all scumbags? Why do you spend your time just attacking the Republicans? They're all scumbags. All right? They're all fucking, there's a bunch of them, and they're all probably bad. 90% of politicians are fucking cocksuckers. Did you know that? 90%! You've definitely voted for some pedo rapists if you voted. And you still do it. But yet you donation, you're like, gotcha! What do you mean? Who did you vote for last time? Probably a pedo. And, you know, Epstein's Island, all the doctors that fucking keep telling you every day what to do, half the doctors were there diddling kids. You keep worshiping the doctors, though. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. You don't know what you're talking about. They're all fucking crazy. Republicans, Democrats, fucking celebrities. They're all fucking sick people controlling all of us, and it's hilarious. And everybody's a sheep. There's the fucking real truth. QAnon is not even close to fucking a real problem. They're just retards, and most of it's run by the FBI. So they can collect other tards so they can fucking run weird fucking operations. It's fucking 100% obvious. It's so stupid people go, QAnon. Same thing with Antifa. They're run by the other side's bullshit. It's also that it's to play sides on people. They were like, we got to get the Proud Boys, the Antifas, the fucking QAnon. They're all fucking infiltrated. They're all infiltrated by the CIA or FBI or somebody. None of it's real. It's all just shit to keep you stupid. That's what it is. They'll attack people and stuff, yeah, of course, but that's what they all do. Anyway, I guess let's get back to wrestling now. Like every fucking show, a political donation. Shit bomb! You become a shit bomb.
Cronin DeMarco, what's your favorite match tonight?
I think it's really, I mean, does it count as a JCS foot rub? Thank you. Does it count as a match like the Jericho
I don't care if
fight?
it does or doesn't. I'm still saying that backstage brawl is my favorite.
Yeah, I'm going backstage
You don't like
brawl.
it, blow me.
Best moment of the night, and then it's Christian Cage's match with Kazarian.
It's just the thing is like there's so many different styles. Like there's something out there for everybody. Like I really like the opening match, but I didn't like the Kenny Omega match. Okay, so that's less my style. The opening's more my style. It might be the opposite for other people that like the Young Bucks style, you know, and those types of little selling theatric matches. So everybody has their own. Okay, that, you know, but you know, there is such a huge contrast in styles that every match is different. So I don't know if that's always a good thing in helping the show, because sometimes it does feel a bit disjointed. Tonight had better flow than the past 2 weeks, thankfully. And that was also by the way they paced which stories they were going to tell and when. They made the right call with the main event and where everything was laid out, thankfully.
Right.
I think. I would give this a 7, honestly. I think that's a, you know, really pretty damn good score compared to the past few weeks of what we gotten and how low it's been previously.
Yeah, I thought tonight, I really liked tonight, kind of. You know, I almost want to give it a 7.5. I give it an extra credit, 0.5, just because I felt good watching it. It went by pretty fast. So once again, it's a compliment that's a very opinion-based one, I think, but well-paced show in my opinion. I just thought the pacing of the show was great. It was just right, just enough. But, oh my God, dude, they make Raw look fucking... Dude, Raw is like torture. And AEW is like, I don't know,
the only thing is right now,
candy bar?
Like you said, with Zach mentioned it in the chat and a few others helping out, Nightmare Family, Inner Circle, then you have Death Triangle, The Pinnacle, The Dark Order, Matt Hardy's Big Money Matt group that he's got going on. Then you have Team Taz's FTW group and QT Squad now from his wrestling school. I know we're probably forgetting a couple more as well, but it's like, holy hell.
I love you. Well, Don Callis, again, good promo. He did the Moxley look away and then slapped the Young Bucks. That was the same thing.
That was good. It's Matt. Matt's the one with the beard, right?
Matt Jackson is with the beard, I believe.
The beard.
Yeah.
So Nick
the more
shows any good emotion. So
he's the more masculine one.
Yes. I'm glad they did it with Matt because usually he can be a little whiny, but he looks tougher, and the way they delivered the slap and his selling of it looked good, and it made sense. And they changed the angle. Obviously, the intent now is bringing back the old Young Bucks, which I'm fine with. Have them get their edge back, and I'm certainly looking forward to next week's match instead. So it's kind of funny that I didn't care much for this week, but we'll see what happens next week.
My only issue with the Young Bucks right now are they don't know who they want to be.
Well, that's been their issue forever. They want to be bad guys. They want to be good guys. They want to be cool heels. They want to be bad heels. They want to be sympathetic faces. They want their parents to be attacked and the world to feel bad for them. Then they want to be the ultimate badasses. They want to be the best tag team in the world, but they want to be EVPs and hire people. Then they want to do funny skits on BTE, but then they want to be serious and cut real promos. It's they need to just bunker down and figure it out and better telegraph what they're trying to convey here.
Yeah,
the message is all over the place.
They start and then stop, right? I want to believe this is the fourth sort of alternate look for them in a way, or change of pace for them, which is sometimes okay, but in this case it's all right, please pick a direction. I'm half expecting them to turn on Moxley now.
Well, it always makes me wonder why they handle Cody the way they do. I mean, tonight was a good story, but you figure Cody should never have been in the situation where he goes ahead and says he can't wrestle for the title. That again, I hate that stipulation. I hate that ever occurred with him and Jericho, especially
weird.
So soon into them having the show.
Unless there's a crazy payoff of that in the next year or two, that will be kind of amazing. But right now,
I didn't come up with this. Obviously, so many people have said it, but whoever the originator is, it's not the most original idea, but I get it, and it's not bad to have Tony Khan beg Cody to beat Kenny Omega. That would be why he comes back to fight for the belt, because Tony Khan
I need the old Stone Cold.
Exactly, and that's why it feels a little less inspired. We've seen it, but could work,
but in a different way. I mean, so it's
and they definitely could manage to make it interesting. So we'll see. But I really feel like that is eventually the payoff for Hangman Page. But
yeah,
it could be whatever they do with it.
Oh, the Soundwave 92. Whoa.
How many freaking stables does this company need? Seriously, they have more than NJPW does, and QT getting his own faction is freaking ridiculous. Blood and Guts is gonna be wild though, no lie.
It is. I think it's a little too much. I don't really like it, but at the same time, I'm entertained by what I'm seeing on the TV, so I'm not going to complain because I'm entertained by what I'm seeing on the TV. So
exactly. Thank you, Soundwave, throwing in $10 through a super chat.
Thank you.
I tagged you on Twitter, Joe, as we see Dax Harwood getting stitched up. It is a pretty big owie.
Maybe he did staple. Maybe he did stab. I mean, he looked like he did. I mean,
he's got some stitches coming.
Duncachino?
Maybe even a couple
Don't mind
staples. We'll
if
see.
I do.
What's my name?
Ryan
Duncachino.
Romano.
New game.
Duncachino.
You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Mission Pro Wrestling locked and loaded May 1st, not empty promises. My apologies, Joe and Jake.
I don't know the names anyway. I just watch a lot of them. Ryan Romano, thank you so much, my friend, for the
Just say
donos.
the next one, and I'll be like, oh, okay.
Just say the next one. Yeah, there you go. At the next Mission Pro. That's all you got to say. By the way, get Mission Pro to give me some lovey time. I want to get down there. Thank you, Ryan. Really appreciate it, dude, as always. You're a beast, and I love you.
Always a badass with the right information.
And he's also got the right amount in his wallet. Coming up next.
Shit bum.
D. Welsh.
Sounds like Gavin is all elite.
Yeah.
Giving tonight a good positive 7/10 solid show. Definitely improvement from past weeks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think we're both, we're all kind of feeling that 7 tonight pretty much.
Well, they did things to help benefit themselves
Thanks, Walsh.
several times. They had a really good video that aired with Darby Allin where he came down on Matt Hardy, and it was a really cool little vignette. I liked it. It was in the Darby Allin universe, his cinematic universe.
Yeah, I thought it was good. It looked good. Yeah, the end
It
of
looked great. It fits with his style, his brooding emo style. He wants to do this cinematic thing that he went to school for. Let him, they're trying to hone in on their stars' talents, other talents besides wrestling. So let him do it. Go ahead. Sting's having fun with it, and it came out really quite damn stellar. So I like that a lot. Everything they said, tearing down Matt Hardy about how he's switched gimmicks so many times, and everything that he's had, it doesn't really add up to anything. Your money means nothing to me. And they burned the Matt Hardy wig and mask, and it had a really cool look to it. So you have to earn people's respect, not buy it. Now I like the message there. So that was really quite a cool moment as well.
sadly, I like that.
Nerdy. Do they have a pussy hat?
Call your mother, call your father, and tell them
Leah's pussy needs a cleaning out.
I'm coming for you. No, keep going. Dildo asses. Oh yeah, horny guys? No, keep going. For you. Dildo asses. Oh yeah, horny guys?
I wasn't that impressed with tonight's show, although it's better than Raw. Statlander return was pretty epic. 5/10.
Man, I gotta tell you, Brandon Bird. First of all, I love you, Brandon Bird, but what the hell? I wasn't impressed with tonight's show, but thank God for Statlander. What? Jesus.
He said, never mind my message before. He said, I'm just not feeling it. So
okay, well, it happens. It's just funny to me that he liked the Statlander thing. I get it though. Sometimes too, if you're in kind of a grumpy mood, it's not the best. And I was in kind of like a fun mood too, so that helped with me, Brandon. But I get it, man. At least you said it was.
I was trying to enjoy it.
As long as you think it's better than Raw, that's good. That's right. Thank you, Brandon. Love you, brother.
Do you guys think Omega is the worst heavyweight champion ever?
No.
No. By a long shot.
I think
he's not a bad wrestler by any means.
I think Moxley has been one of the more poor champions anywhere.
Yeah.
As far as like what he should be versus like what he's end up giving.
I see what you're getting at, but no, there's so many more that we would have to.
I mean, are we gonna go back to like Jinder Mahal?
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah,
What's
Great
my
Khali
name?
and
Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino.
Shawn Michaels, losers like that.
Oh yeah.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
The Young Bucks stink. Jericho past his prime. AU is awful these days.
Todd Fayer, first of all, Todd, thanks for the $20 before this, man. Thank you. No matter what you think, thank you for at least keeping my show on the air, dude. Thank you so much, man.
People aren't crazy about the Young Bucks style. That's fine. That's why I think the opening you probably really enjoyed. I bet if you did watch it, that seemed to be more my pace and style too. And I like what they delivered in the opening match more than the no-selling frantic mess that we get sometimes with these 6-man tags. They're not always that way. And that's why I'm thinking next week, because it's going to be the Good Brothers and they're, and Kenny versus the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are pretty much the only ones to really be that lucha style, as where we had 3 luchadors tonight. So I was expecting it to go balls to the wall insane. Next week, I'm expecting more of an actual match and fight.
Yeah.
So I'm more excited for next week's angle. And then we had a short video as well of Jade just kind of showcasing her, showing her entrance, her pyro, shows how she takes out Red Velvet. And she says that, I'm that woman, I'm that bitch. And, you can hit the weights, the treadmills, but you'll never beat me. Good little vignette. And then later on, we see her finally attack Red Velvet. So that was good as well. So again, they had a good,
Too bad
good pacing here.
Too bad her name isn't Black Velvet. Then she could come out to Black Velvet. The
Right.
song would be, because Tony Khan would buy that, wouldn't he?
You would buy anything that would go along with it at this point. It feels like.
Yeah, he'd be like,
Once we got the Pixies, that's it. Sky's the limit.
that'd be a fire.
Yeah.
That'd be a fire theme for Red Velvet if it was Black Velvet. I mean, she was Black Velvet.
Hey, I take it. Honestly. And I like the backstage attack that we had with Jade as well, because they show the vignette earlier, they mention her, and then you finally get the attack. So it was a good build-up. I like I said, the pacing was better. How they had Callis go ahead and deal with the Young Bucks, then say that's Matt is totally pathetic. There's nothing left inside of him. That goes before the match. So then when you see them come out, there's something that's already established to build up the anticipation. They're doing better with their storytelling.
Yeah, I think a little bit better. Yeah, and I thought. By the way, I thought Matt was funny tonight in the background. I don't know. Normally, I think his stuff is not whatever. I don't really care, but he was kind of funny in the background. But it was not. It's not that that's a good thing though. It was just stupid.
No, and the problem was everything was so overbooked there too. I mean, I forgot to mention that we had Matt Hardy in the Dark Order in that whole mix too.
Right.
So we've got Nyla Rose and Allie fighting, and then you've got all of Matt Hardy's people on one side, and then the Dark Order comes out, and there's a big brawl, and it's like there always has to just be their hat in a hat scenario. They can never just have the women's match. They have to just put all of the stuff into it. And that's what I was saying before. And I forgot about, I called it overbooked before, and I forgot about the Dark Order being involved. Jesus. So, yeah.
What was, that was so weird. Like, it was just all these people there, but not a lot of anything really to care about.
Bomb!
Dorian Moore.
Not for the women, anyways.
The women was terrible tonight.
Takeover will kill AU next week.
Takeover will kill AEW. It might. I mean,
I think it. I mean, that card. We did most of the predictions last week. Since then, they made a big addition. They added a couple of different matches, but now we've got Swerve Scott versus Dexter Lumis versus Bronson Reed versus Cameron Grimes versus Leon Ruff versus LA Knight in a #1 contender gauntlet eliminator.
Damn.
So that's awesome. And then whoever wins that takes on Johnny Gargano. And then Jordan Devlin, Santos Escobar, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Finn Balor, Karrion Kross, Walter taking on Tommaso Ciampa. I cannot wait for that. Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez. Then we have The Way taking on the current women's tag champions and Ember and Shotzi. They also went ahead and had MSK taking on the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Legado del Fantasma on night 1 for the tag titles. I mean, it's just a stellar freaking card all the way through for both nights.
And they're going to do that Wednesday night?
Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean...
So Monday night is Raw. Tuesday is the Hall of Fame. Wednesday is TakeOver Stand and Deliver Part 1. And it's on the network, Peacock, and it's on USA Network on Wednesday. On Thursday, it's only on Peacock and the network, or just Peacock.
So I'm guessing that I'm going to probably cover AEW still, because that's what our people like here. And then...
Yeah, I figured I'd be watching NXT. You'd probably keep an eye on AEW.
And then I would think that I'll watch...
Because it's night 1, that's why I said I'll cover that. You can cover the other. And then following the week after, NXT goes live on Tuesdays.
Right. So that's the new. That's my new thing. Probably Tuesdays.
Yeah, I was going to say if you're still doing Throwdown, I would offer to do NXT and lead into Throwdown for you. But
yeah, I'm going to think about it.
If you're going to do Throwdown,
I'm going to think about it. I'm going to do the
NXT. Your NXT ends at 10, and then you got from 10 to 11. I could do NXT, and then you could do Throwdown right after that and lead in.
I'm going to do NXT and see if I pick up some.
See how the audience is first. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do NXT, and I'm going to see if I pick up subscribers from it. And if I pick up subs from it in a good rate, then I'll be good. And if the donations and stuff like that, if it's a good show. If it's a dead show, then I'll probably just won't do NXT still, and I'll just cut that.
Yeah, we got to see how it works. And
I'll just take Tuesdays off, because, like, fuck, and it, Throwdown, I think, has been dead, too, or whatever. I just don't want to do, unless I can find some new people to be on. I don't want to do Throwdown. Like, Jesse and Drew hit me up for Throwdown, but I'm like, I don't want to do Throwdown with me and Jesse and Drew, and then do Monetize This with me, Jesse, Drew, and a bunch of other people, and then do Corrupted on Saturday with me, Jesse, and Drew. It's just like, I unless I get some new co-host people, like I mean, I could do Throwdown solo, so maybe I'll bring back Throwdown solo, where I just rant on stuff for like 45 minutes, you know, possibly do that. But I don't know.
People still like hearing, you know, Jesse, you, and Drew, no matter what it is. So, I mean, you know, the content is still being enjoyed. People like Throwdown, that's for sure. No one wants to see it go. Obviously, they would choose monetize this over that, but no one would want to see it disappear. At least that's how it sounded. So,
yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm working on it, but I got a million things going on now, so it's so hard to figure it out.
But yeah, so then you basically have wrestling every night, you know, past that, since Impact heard NXT was moving to Tuesdays and said, nope, we're going to Thursdays. So now they're on Thursdays,
Impact Thursdays.
You know, starting soon, and AEW will stay on Wednesdays. NXT goes to Tuesdays, Raw on Mondays, and obviously SmackDown on Fridays. I miss SmackDown being any other day but Friday. I miss covering SmackDown. You and I used to have fun when we did the SmackDown reviews on Tuesday because it was just usually the better of the two shows.
Yeah.
Raw has been so awful, and SmackDown hasn't been amazing, but it's been better than Raw, certainly. So,
well, you let me know. Maybe we'll have you do SmackDown instead of the Tuesday thing. You do SmackDown on Fridays. Live.
Fridays are hard, but that's usually the issue.
Oh, okay.
Because
fuck NXT, but SmackDown would be huge to do that. But I might even bring back my SmackDown reviews because I might be doing monetize this. You know, seems to be like it's gonna go not as late anymore. So maybe I can do SmackDown and then into monetize this. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'll figure it out. But anyway, nobody wants to hear me talk about what am I gonna do on the air. Nobody cares.
Hi Joe.
Hey.
I always hated Peacock because all of my Premier League soccer games I wanted to watch were there.
Oh.
I want to watch soccer, damn it. NBC Sports, please have all of my games back and not on Peacock. I had to get it because WWE pay-per-views are there.
Oh man, that's funny. That sucks. Wait a minute, you're watching who are you?
That does suck.
You're watching what team? Premier League. Okay, yeah, all Premier League soccer.
Oh, they also added Pete Dunne taking on Kushida for night 1 of TakeOver. So they're trying to see who's the better technical wrestler. That's going to be a crazy match in its own right. And then, like I said, Candice and Indy the Way taking on Shotzi and Ember Moon. So
I hope it's a good show.
We'll give our predictions for the updated
Vince
card
McMahon
tomorrow.
and Bruce Pritchard. Watch NXT. That is how you do a go-home show to a PPV. Stand and deliver, so loaded. Every match has a story and means something. On paper, this could be a top 2 takeover ever.
Man, that's hard to think with the pandemic, but it's probably going to be a good one, Alex. Alexa's sweet
card
ass.
is stellar. I mean, it is stacked. Everything really does have a very good backstory to it. Makes sense. Is entertaining. Nothing's weak at this point. There is no bathroom break. Honestly, it feels like everything is important. Everything has substance to it. So they've done a very good job. And you know, that's the thing that AEW can benefit from right now as well. They have essentially 2 months
people make big
until their next pay-per-view.
Next week, Stand and Deliver Night 1 is on USA and Peacock. So USA ratings may be down Night 1. But this card is stacked. On paper, better than any AU card booked.
Well, wait a minute. Why would USA ratings be down for Night 1? If anything, they'd be up.
No, because they're having it on Peacock as well. They're pushing it on Peacock more than the USA.
No one's gonna watch the fucking Peacock shit. I bet 200,000 people.
They're trying to do limited commercial breaks on Peacock. Was originally the idea, and they're trying to make it, you know, like the destination. They're trying to sell the subscription. So
I think
that's why they're giving the first night away for free, and night 2 you have to have a subscription for.
You're all right though. They could be down like around 500, 600,000. But
it could be down because people are on Peacock, but I imagine it would be up regardless.
What's my name?
They'll still do well, I think.
It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend.
Say hello to my chocolate blend. JCS Foot Rub just dropping $5, man. Drive by $5 from JCS Foot Rub. Thank you, Mr. Foot Rub. You are always appreciated. Shout out to Botch Club, guys. Check out Botch Club on Instagram. Just want to give him a plug, man. He's always been a big supporter of us and a great guy and a great channel. It's been so good on Instagram. So give some love to Botch Club. Thank you for that. And get wet in the chat, baby. We got lots to talk about all week long, and it's going to be a good time. We got more coming in from you guys. Going to finish up on those, and we'll see.
Not a complaint. Criticism.
There it is.
We'll get into it.
What are you guys going to review next week? Stand and Deliver Night 1 or AU? NXT is stacked for both nights and its WrestleMania week should be fun as always. Also Cole vs. O'Reilly had a hell of a promo package. It was really fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and watch NXT. Like I said,
I might put both on. I might even put both on.
I'll keep AEW on in the background, but I will pay attention to NXT next week while Joe mans AEW, and we'll be sure to cover everything.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about everything next week.
Because that card beats AEW Dynamite next week out of the water. There's nothing that really, I think, is must-see on AEW next week.
And by the way, shout out to Malibu Al. Thank you, Malibu.
You become
compared to NXT, that's for sure.
Why is Miro not being pushed as a top guy? He and B. Cage could put on a show.
Because he's an idiot.
Thoughts?
Zach Yoel, thank you, Zach, for the $4.99. I think this goes back to what we thought about him when he first came in. He's been all over the place and whatever. He doesn't know what he wants to be yet. He's kind of like the Young Bucks, but worse, and they've already established themselves. Miro's like we can't tell if he's a joke, he's serious, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's another one all over the place, but he looked good tonight at certain parts. He looked like a devastating monster. It was a 3-on-1 at one point, and you know, Chuck, Trent, and OJ there, they all go ahead, they jump on him, and he pushes everybody off, and one of them, I think it was that when Orange Cassidy hit his head? I don't recall. I know he hit his head really hard in the wall at one point.
The announcers even put him over huge,
so Miro looked great there, but then you see Kip Sabian coming to save him and be the one to break up the pin. You're like, oh, that pipsqueak. Like, the pairing is bad. It doesn't fit. And especially because Kip was like the established star bringing him in, so Miro looks like the hired help more than anything. It's just their role and the way they work together doesn't seemingly fit. It just, none of it's ever been explained. None of it makes sense. And they suddenly, you know, Miro loves video games. And Kip is on Twitch as well. So that's what this comes down to. So let's make a video game environment.
I mean,
okay, it was funny to make it into a match. Didn't hurt anything, but it was still stupid.
Yeah, you kind of answered your own question with the donation when you said, why isn't he pushed as a main event guy? Well, this is literally what he wanted to do. And so he's doing it, and it's dumb. So why he's not a main event guy is because I think I used to think Miro and even Rusev at times, I used to think that he was kind of stupid but funny. Like, it was so funny because it's stupid. But now I'm starting to think maybe he kind of is dumb.
It kind of seems that way, and I hate saying it because there was some promise to him, and especially in NXT early on. And then when he came into the main roster,
hilarious.
He had a hell of a run initially. Lana was great with him, and until they got into the cheating Dolph Ziggler stuff with him, and you know, right after he lost his U.S. title to Cena and all that mess started to happen, that's when he fell apart, and he just never recovered since then. So
yeah,
sadly, even with the Rusev Day stuff, he was over, but he didn't recover because they didn't push him. So you can't say that he recovered. The fans got behind him, but he never recovered in the eyes of the business as far as WWE is concerned.
And he looks good. I mean, that's the thing. Like you said, he
has
looks
that
great.
Prototypical look, yeah.
But you know what?
He's impressive.
He's really funny when he's just a dumbass and starts going like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to break your fucking arm. Like, he sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of, so he's funny. And
he's got that Arnold kindergarten cop motif about him.
Right.
Shit bomb.
I'd play on that.
I love you, Joe and Jake. I'm sorry I'm a goddamn mess. Shit's rough right now. Sorry for the shit show. God bless you both.
What is he talking about?
He was talking about his earlier donation message.
What did he say?
But all he said was he gave the show a 5 out of 10.
Oh.
Hey, it's your opinion, but
wait, that was Firebird that did that?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Firebird. I mean, who cares? I mean, if you didn't like it, listen, Firebird. I've had a bad day before, and I shit on the show. Like, it wasn't very good, and I shit on a show. Like, it's happened to me before, dude. Trust me.
Today has been a horrific day for me, and I'm not shitting on the show. So.
Thanks for the $5 shit bump. I mean,
Fuck off, Bird. I'm just kidding.
I built the shed all day, and it was a pain in the fucking ass. But I mean, it's still not that wasn't a bad day. It was, you know what I mean? A bad day is going to the hospital and getting something shoved up your ass to see if you have a fucking tumor in your colon.
I didn't kill anybody, so that's a plus.
Yeah, so but I did not have a bad day today, but you know, I'm sore and I'm tired, but it's a good thing. So, but I've been there where you are, where it's like, I mean, I'm trying not to think about the bad things that are going on. It might get worse pretty quick, but you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's great, good show tonight. I'm giving it a 7.5. Boom. Jake gives it a 7. I'm giving it a 7.5. It's about the same. I'm just giving it a little extra love for, probably because I'm like, I don't know. The pacing of the show, I think, is I don't know why. It makes me love them more. Like, hey, I don't feel like you tried to lull me to sleep. So I appreciate that. Give them a little extra credit.
And a lot of this didn't feel like a repeat like we usually get on Raw. Every week on Raw has been the same matches, feuds, fights. At least they do mix it up. I mean, even next week, you're getting the same 6-man tag. Oh, no, you're getting at least 2 different participants with the Young Bucks replacing, so, all right, that works. You rarely see the same stuff over and over. Maybe you'll get one feud that overstays its welcome, kind of like this, main event. But at least now this should be it. This should be all said and done. Best friends won. They got their revenge. It's all said and done. Hopefully Miro leaves Kip, goes solo, and goes by his lonesome, and everything else works out. But usually they do give you some new and exciting matches and whatnot. So I give them credit for that as well. Doesn't feel like Raw where it's the same shit week in, week out.
Are you ready for this, Jake?
I am.
Let's see if we can find it.
What do we got?
Well,
Don't tease me.
I'm looking her up right now. Let's see if I can find it. I got to find something not copyrightable,
Quivering in anticipation.
Oh, are you getting that? You're getting that crazy right now?
I am. What are you going to surprise us with?
I'm going to surprise you with a little with a little special entrance here, or a little special deal. But I got to find it first. When I find it, I'll be ready to go. But in the meantime, tomorrow night on Out of Nowhere, what do you think? What do you think about Jade Cargill's promo?
We got a few things to talk about. It's going to be a stacked show, but
Jade Cargill's promo. What do you think tonight?
I liked the package that they had for her and everything that they had her say made sense. Well delivered. She seems like a threat. Works out well. I like it.
Okay, Cody, this is your job, Cody. Your job, Cody Rhodes, is to change Red Velvet to Black Velvet so we can get this. And she's already black, so it's perfect, really. Yeah, it's, ladies and gentlemen, Black Velvet! Oh, Tony Khan has purchased another track. Unbelievable. It's AEW. Tony Khan is going to be Apple Music soon. And it's almost unbelievable how sexy Black Velvet is. Look at the ring announcer. He's got an erection.
I don't know why Black Velvet is mixing a bowl in her entrance. It's kind of odd, but whatever it is, maybe she's thinking about being in the kitchen, but she's here to wrestle right now and take on her opponent.
Whoa. Just a fire song is Black Velvet. So just change
She's got to change her gimmick. Can't be having her mixing the bowl.
Just do the karaoke thing. Have someone say Red Velvet. It'll be great.
There we go.
Boom.
There we go.
What other songs can Tony Khan purchase? I'm thinking something by NWA. Tupac. Someone come out to Tupac or something like that. That'd be crazy.
There we go.
Little drummer
Have
boy.
Miro come out to Gay Bar.
Oh, no. Yeah, Gay Bar. Or YMCA.
By Electric Six.
YMCA.
I got something to put in you.
Oh, my God. No. Miro comes out to the Electric Slide.
Oh, now that's a good one.
Can you imagine Miro coming out to Electric Slide?
Yeah, he's got to do it with the pyro, though. So every time he dips back, the pyro goes off.
Oh, my God. Well, and Miro never had an indie match, really, right? Because he only wrestled in AEW from WWE.
Yeah.
So we probably can't. I probably can't actually recreate a Miro entrance because they'll come after me for that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any.
That's too bad. Because Miro coming out to the Electric Slide.
I can recall.
Oh man, that could have been really wild. Or the YMCA. That could have been good. Electric. Someone's got to come out to the Electric Slide.
He started.
The new Colt Cabana intro. I'm just trying to make fun of how Tony Khan's buying all these songs.
He worked at New Wave Pro Wrestling under the name Miroslav Makarov.
Oh, God. We're not going to find that.
And that was in 2008. And then he was
Jesus.
signed to his contract for WWE. He was trained under Gangrel and Rikishi at Knox Pro Wrestling Academy.
Damn. Rikishi. The Rikishi Meister. All right, listen, everybody. We love you, but we are out of here. We'll see you tomorrow night. Out of nowhere. Lots to talk about wrestling-wise, especially
Lots of WrestleMania
WWE.
news, how they botched their own show on Raw intentionally with the Matt Riddle stuff. Can't wait to pick your brain about that again. With their intentional botch of the segment. So bizarre that they'd want to sabotage their own show. But hey, that's Raw for you in a nutshell. We also have some news on SmackDown. Some spoilers will include, we'll give you some warnings. But next week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown, the go-home shows, guess what? They're in the can. They're taped. Next week, the go-home shows for WrestleMania aren't friggin' live. Isn't that great, folks?
So
it really
dumb.
makes you want to tune in.
So dumb.
The Hall of Fame is not live. The only thing that's going to be live, thank God, TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. I stand with you, NXT.
Well, guys, I hope you guys check out Patreon. We're going to have our podcast up tomorrow. I should be back in time to get that recorded. We got more coming up, plus the next episode of Off the Rails with Jesse and Drew, and me and Jake's podcast tomorrow at some point, and me and Leah's is coming too. We got all the questions set up for that. There's so many questions. It's all coming to the Patreon. So check out the Patreon for all the bonus content and shows that you don't get here on YouTube. Huge stuff on the Patreon. Shout out to the producers of $25 or more. You guys are the heroes. God damn, you're heroes. Pity Gang, Skittles, Alan Stober, Ryan, Shell Bryan, Luis, Antonio.
Look up EMF Unbelievable Vince McMahon. That should be an entrance for Vince himself. It's amazing.
What is it? EMF? I'll look it up. It's probably copywritten, though. Nebbit, the Jew. What up, Nebbit? Thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum, brother. Appreciate that, dude. Thank you. J-Man from KC, Colonel Stutters, Jerome Spicer, Kevin Murphy, Tony from Revere, MK Kratos, Firebird 87, The Cold Brew Crew, Junebug, Dwayne Crenshaw, Joseph Lightsey, Jay, Sith Negan, My Son Champion, Nikki J, The Weed God, Garguts Entertainment, ADTR, 210, Gordon Bombay, Drew Bar 100, CJ Bradley, Matt Rossmeyer, SOCOM Castle, Jeremy Brooks, JD Venom, and Star Scream. Jake, did you hear my weird song that I put up?
The one you put up on Twitter?
With the Uncorrupted Nation. I put the full thing up. It's like a it's a guy chainsawing people and stuff. It's
yes.
What the hell's wrong with me? A Little Suicide. He's back.
I expected. Yeah, the Little Suicide one was great on Twitter.
Somebody said, this is fucking pretty cool, but the harmonies, ugh. And they were like, get auto-tune. And I was like, nah, fuck auto-tune. I hate that shit. You get the real Joe on my song.
Yeah, hate. That's what it was. There we go.
It was just a goofy.
You had the other one you had on Twitter too, the Little Suicide one.
I don't think people understand that Little Suicide's like a joke. They're like, oh,
I think some people buy into it, but
they think I'm like dead serious about everything. That's funny. There's like 5 songs or 6 songs now by Lil Suicide, and they're all literally just ridiculous shit like this. But it's up on Corrupted Nation. Also, the interview in full that was never released in full with the man from Compound Media formerly, and now Steven Crowder, Dave Landau. The interview, it went up yesterday. Most of you guys probably saw it. But if you didn't see the Dave Landau interview or hangout podcast I did with him, we had a great time. We got more coming. Anthony Cumia coming up soon. Plus, the one-on-one coming up with a date I don't know yet with Steven Crowder. And we got to get some lefties on the show. There's a lot of righties coming on the show. But it was a good time, good funny people, funny stuff. More of it's to come over on Corrupted Nation. And I have some big news coming in the next month or so that I still can't talk about, but it's going to make you cream your insides, okay? New Garbage song came out the other day, and it was just that, I think, garbage. It was horrible.
Not good at all. Yeah.
Oh my God,
it was so unlike them.
Well, the last couple CDs have kind of been like it, but it was really bad. It was like, this is the
it was
single.
Exceptionally piss poor.
This is the single that you're releasing. Now, I'm okay with the theme of like men suck, and I'm going to do this.
The message wasn't the issue.
Yes,
it was just the song was not good.
Where's the chorus? Like it sounded just like the new 9 Inch Nails stuff that I'm always bitching about.
Yeah, you start to get into it, you're waiting for like that. That hook, and it never comes, and then you just go back to this verse, and it's like, and it just doesn't sound melodic. It didn't flow well, so.
But it's the single. It's like it's the fucking
I know this
single.
is your best foot forward. This is so. Imagine what the rest sounds like.
Shit
Unless this is one of those, the
Oh,
message
wow.
is too important.
Oh shit bomb.
Holy shit! What's about?
AU was off the hook tonight. In a Circle was more violent.
Oh shit, man!
Yeah.
E-Murder dropping the $20, brother. Thank you, E-Murder.
The one and only right there, E-Murder.
Inner Circle was more violent. Yeah, no doubt about it. They turned it up tonight. Oh, I didn't bring this up earlier, Jake. I meant to say this when you were saying the face factions. E-Murder, thank you, man. Thank you so much for $20, man. That really helped me out. I think a lot of the faces got over tonight because probably coming up soon, we're going to see the heels just do some crazy shit. Plus, all the heels had kind of formed and done something bad, so now it was finally strike back time, I guess, for the faces. Maybe.
Yeah, they had to get them back after, they put Sammy through the chair and injured him and did all that stuff, 2 weeks ago, so they needed their comeuppance, but still, like Dax just said, old gangland warfare, you put one of ours in the hospital, we put one of yours in the morgue, this is just going to keep escalating until we get to the pay-per-view. So expect a lot of injuries and beatdowns until the show.
Absolutely.
That's my guess.
We got more times with Dave Landau, and we did talk a little bit more about Opie and Anthony and stuff like that. So there's more of that to come. For I saw that question in the chat. But on this one, I just kind of wanted to hang out. It was only part one. We got a couple other parts coming. And we out of here. Mr. Dave Landau. What a great guy he is, too. I love that guy. Thank you, E-Murder. And thanks to the producers. Without you, I'd be dead. And shout out to the king of the wheel, the man, Red Comet Man, because he is the king of Monetize This, and he is fucking phenomenal. And he wanted on Monetize This. He deserves a big pat on the back and a BJ. Good night. And I finally got my shed built today. God damn it. Finally, the fucking thing. I had this shed sitting in the backyard rotting for 2 years. 2 years. And in the last couple days, me and Leah built it. It took 8 hours. But it's finally up. And I want to thank my mother for buying us the shed. And then we finally put it up 2 years later. This thing was a pain in the fucking ass. And from what I heard from people, it's common for this shed to suck.